Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 0 of Minions and Misfits.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
0.1? No, just 0.
Just 0. This is the episode where we're going to be going over the system we'll be playing, the setting we'll be participating in. Sam and Dylan will be creating their characters, which I'm sure they're both very excited
Because
about.
Cam is DMing.
Yes, I'm the DM this season. If you listen to our Season 1 retrospective, you already know that.
Bonus points for you.
Yes, you have earned a gold star. Just to review, though, the system we're playing is called Into the Odd by Chris McDowell and Johan Noor.
Those are such
Art.
good names.
Art and graphic design courtesy of Johan Noor.
This is a gorgeous book, by the way, people. Highly recommend looking it up.
Yes, it's an incredible book. Published by Free League, whose praises we have sung many times before on this
we'll continue to
podcast.
sing.
Yes.
Sponsor us.
This is compared to D&D, especially a rules light game, which I selected because I wanted the system not to get in the way of our setting, which is going to be the island of Neverland from the Peter Pan stories.
By J.M. Barrie.
Yeah, not the
by
Disney
J.M.
ones.
Barrie. I mean, we can take inspiration.
Yeah, but those aren't copyright free.
But for legal reasons, we have taken
For
no
legal
inspiration.
reasons, it's just J.M. Barrie.
For legal reasons, we will be using no sound bites or recordings from the Peter Pan movies because
Or from Steven Spielberg's Hook.
Oh,
right, as much as I would like to, because the sounds and sights in those movies are fantastic.
We will absolutely be not taking inspiration from the Hugh Jackman movie.
oh no, guys, we can't use the Steven Spielberg one, which means we can't use that awesome Hook theme. The
Just like that, yeah.
oh, it's so great. I
very
love
good.
that song.
It's
Oh
very
dang. Oh,
But-
part of me just died.
First things first, we're gonna roll up some characters.
Oh, man. All right, let's do it.
So rolling a character is pretty quick in Into the Odd. So first thing we're gonna do is your classic ability scores,
Okay.
which there are 3 of. We have Strength, which is fighting, fortitude, and toughness. We have Dexterity, which is grace, athletics, and reflexes. And Willpower, which is confidence, discipline, and charisma. You're going to roll 3d6 for each ability score.
Okay.
Dropping anything?
And nope, just a straight 3d6.
All right, that's 11.
I'm going to screen cap this because I don't think you'll believe me. I rolled 2 6s and a 5.
Nice.
Dude, I just did 2. I'm not even kidding.
All right,
we're
next
rolling.
one. Oh, that's much worse. That's a 3, a 2, and a 4, so that's a 9 total.
Oh, I don't have anything under 10.
Nice.
And my last one is...
Can I assign it anyway?
What?
Can I assign them anyway, or does it have to be in order?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you guys
I
can
got
go
a
ahead
10
and
for
assign
my
them
last
anyway.
one. So I have 17, 9, and 10.
It doesn't specify in the
I'm
rules.
a one-trick pony.
I think it'll help you guys set your characters apart from each other if you're
Yeah,
able
well,
to
this will help
assign
decide what
them.
I want my character to be, too, because I'm really good at one thing and nothing else. Let's see.
I'm the strong boy.
You're the strong boy?
I have 17 strength, 11 dexterity, and 13 willpower.
Okay, I think I'm gonna put my big one willpower. I think I'm gonna be a very confident dude.
We got a bookish, sort of intelligent.
Yeah.
We sort of got the characters from Of Mice and Men. I forget what their names are. Except that Sam's character is actually pretty intelligent, also.
Yeah.
Above average willpower.
Unfortunate.
Say a 10 is like average.
Yeah.
stat.
I'm above average everything.
So I've got
boy.
17 willpower, 9 strength, and 10 dexterity.
Like it. All right. So next, characters start with a D6 hit protection, which is a measure of their ability to avoid life-threatening damage.
4.
2. Can I re-roll?
Well, so as we'll find out later, your hit points are not the only. They work differently than they do in other games.
Okay.
Partially because of who you're playing in the setting, and partially because of the rules of Into the Odd. So when you take damage, and we'll go into this again when we get sort of to combat early on in the season, but when you take damage, first you take HP damage, and then you start taking strength damage. And if your strength is reduced to 0, that's when you die. So it's sort of damage starts affecting your ability to act and do things, which is a little bit more representative of just clubbing somebody over the head over and over again until one of them falls down. So now we've got your HP, your stats. We're going to figure out what kind of equipment you guys have.
Ooh, okay.
So, Sam, I want you to give me your highest stat.
17 strength.
17 strength. You have 17 strength and 2 HP. Okay. According to the table, you start with a pistol, a net, a trumpet, and a prosthetic leg.
Do I have a normal leg? Is that just an extra
you have an
prosthetic
extra
leg?
prosthetic leg?
It could be.
Depends on how you want it to work.
It says it in italics, so I'm sure it intends for that to be a physical aspect, but I see no reason why you can't just be carrying around a prosthetic leg that you
In
use as a
case I'll
club.
need it.
case I
So
need it.
pistol, prosthetic leg, net, and trumpet.
Yes.
Do I have normal clothes as well, or do you have to like work those in?
No, you have regular clothes.
You start naked.
I'm gonna use the net.
All right, and
very carefully placed prosthetic leg.
Dylan, what was your HP and your highest stat?
Highest is 17 willpower and 4 HP.
All right, 4 HP, 17. You start with a musket, an accordion, and no nose or sense of smell. Either or. You can choose to not have a nose, or you can choose to just not have a sense of smell.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wait, so if he... Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be missing his nose, but he does.
I love that I
have no
start
sense of
with
smell.
a musket and an accordion. I got my priorities straight.
Right. And as for weapon damage, Sam, your pistol does D6 damage, and Dylan, your musket does a D8 damage, and it does
Bulky.
blast damage.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, it's a bulky. Sorry.
Okay.
It's there's two different Bs. There's
B for blast.
there's like a blunderbuss would do blast damage, which
sure,
makes it more effective against crowds. Musket has the bulky.
Sick.
So that's your starting equipment.
Love that.
All right, so now we'll just kind of sort of get into a little bit of the rules.
Yeah.
The core die of this game is a D20, much like D&D.
What?
However, instead of, you may notice those ability scores don't work out to any sort of modifier.
Yeah.
That's because instead of rolling a D20 and adding a modifier to try to meet or exceed a certain value, instead you are rolling a D20 trying to get under your ability score.
What happens if it ties?
Equal to or under the appropriate ability score. 1 is always a success, 20 is always a failure.
So I'm gonna have a bad time with my strength and dexterity.
we're taking those D20s down, we're flipping and reversing them.
Love it. I know exactly which D20 I'm gonna use for this. I'm gonna take all my ones that have dice jail.
Turns. Generally, players take their turn before any enemies. If there's a risk of being surprised, characters must roll a dex save or be unable to act on their first turn. On their turn, players can act in any order they wish. So you guys, there's not as much of a structured initiative as there is in D&D. It's kind of similar to the way Morkborg was.
Cool. Just do.
On their turn, a character can move and perform an action. Attacks are detailed on the next page, and for other risky actions, the referee calls for the character at risk to roll a save. For example, attempting to trip an opponent might force them to pass a strength save to stay on their feet. Attacks. This is what I have been excited to tell you about. Because
that's how you kill us.
In the retrospective, we talked about how combat slows things down a lot of the time. In this game, there is no roll to hit.
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
An attacker rolls a die dictated by their weapon and subtracts the opponent's armor score. Their attack causes this much damage. Attacks that are impaired, such as firing through cover or fighting while grappled, roll d4 damage regardless of the weapon. Similarly, attacks that are enhanced by a risky stunt or a helpless or vulnerable target roll d12 damage regardless of the weapon. And that's that.
Wow. Okay.
There's no standing there whiffing at each other for
I love
minutes at a
that.
time.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. If you hit somebody, it's because you hit them. It's not that hard to
It
hit
sounds
somebody
so
with a
simple.
sword when you get right down to it.
Yeah.
And plus, because HP is not necessarily, as I said, a measure of your actual health, but as your ability to soak or avoid a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I dig that.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, that'll be fun to play with. Especially for our listening audience.
And as I mentioned before, there are weapons that cause blast damage, which is
B
just
for
makes
blast.
them better against groups. When an individual takes damage, they lose that many HP. If they have no HP left,
That
they are
makes sense.
wounded. And any remaining damage is removed from their strength score.
Ooh.
So when you go down to 0 HP, any excess damage is removed from your strength score. Then you have to make a strength save to avoid taking critical damage.
Yikes. Okay.
Character that takes critical damage is unable to take further action until they are tended to by an ally or have a short rest. If they are left for an hour without being tended to, they die.
Yikes.
This will be an appropriate time to lean over to the setting book real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are playing as pirates who work for the infamous Captain Hook. In this version of our setting, Captain Hook and his pirates are bearers of a curse. Very similar to the curse of the Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean. With a slight twist, you and all the other pirates are active at night. You present as a normal human, flesh and blood human. But during the day, when the sun rises, your flesh kind of vanishes and you fall apart into a pile of inanimate bones. Sam has done an excellent drawing of his character.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I can't draw, so I will not be doing that because you'll just see a stick figure missing
He's
a
very
nose.
skinny.
Beyond just the idea that death and combat and damage works differently in Into the Odd, death is going to work significantly differently here in Neverland
Yeah,
for you
I
guys.
bet.
And that actually will allow me to create some much more challenging
Yeah, you can just have fun with it.
Yeah, without having to worry about stopping the story to explain why a
To
random
murder
new
us?
guy just showed up because one of you died. Now, there are objects called Arcanum or Arcana that are used in
Ooh.
Into the Odd. You may encounter some here in Neverland that
I
I
want some
sprinkle
Arcana.
around. They're basically magical items. There are different rarities of them. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes,
Do we get
and they
to
do
loot
all
them?
sorts of things. You do get to loot them.
Yes, I love looting.
I like looting a lot.
Is that your character voice?
I think so. Yeah, I think he's gonna be real.
It's good. So moving on, we get to ability score loss. If a character has their strength score reduced to 0, they are dead. If their dex or will are reduced to 0, the character is paralyzed or mentally broken, respectively.
Oof,
It cannot
rough.
and cannot act until they have a full rest.
So every time
If
they
you- if you
die,
just-
they
if you
lose
just
one.
nap it off, you'll be okay.
Right. Let's see. Reactions. When the group encounters another being, the character initiating contact must pass a will save to avoid an unfavorable first reaction. Some encounters are always hostile or always friendly, but all have the potential to change after first contact.
This sounds right in theme with us.
Groups have morale. If you're fighting a group of enemies,
I've incorporated this into my campaigns always. If there's a leader that gets taken out,
Yeah.
I love morale just as a concept for like combat and stuff.
yeah, it's a pretty straightforward concept. If half of their total group is lost, then they have to make a save or they break and run away. Same with if a lone combatant is reduced to 0 HP, they also have to make a save to
I love that.
see if they
It's a great mechanic.
flee or not. Let's go ahead and define what a short rest and a full rest are. Short rest is a few minutes of rest, and a swig of water recovers all of a character's lost HP. Resting may waste time or attract danger.
So a little more forgiving than D&D's 1 hour short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. A full rest is less forgiving.
Oh,
A full rest requires a week of downtime at a comfortable location.
goodness.
This restores all ability scores.
Oh, okay, so if you get like knocked all the way out for stuff. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Is that going to be how we recover? Is just like on the ship as skeletons if we're like dead, or how does that?
Not necessarily. Since you guys are
Arr. You're
skeletons, it's a thing in the setting that you reassemble. When you reassemble at nighttime, you reassemble not as you were when you disassembled, but as you're in your normal state.
As my cursed self.
Yeah.
Gotcha. At time of curse.
Right. Items marked as bulky, like
my musket.
Dylan's musket, generally require 2 hands or significant storage to carry. Bulky weapons require 2 hands to wield.
Okay.
Anybody carrying 3 or more bulky items is reduced to 0 HP.
So, assuming I have my... That's hilarious. Assuming I have my musket out, I'll be using both hands for that always. Okay, cool.
Yes.
What weapons are strong? I'm high in strength. What weapons
I'm a
are
strong
strength?
boy, he says.
I am strong boy. What weapons are strength based? Because I have a pistol, and I feel that's probably dexterity based.
Well, so like we
You're
said,
thinking
there's
about
no
combat wrong.
Oh
there's
no!
no rolls to
that's
hit,
right.
so weapons aren't strength or dexterity based. They just have a damage die. And while I'm thinking about it, let's say we're gonna classify your leg as a as a crude weapon that does d6 damage.
I love that. You can just
Oh, that's
swing the leg.
perfect. I got it over some guy.
So it seems like a pretty straightforward system. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It very much opens us up to explore Neverland, explore our characters without too much crunch getting in the way. It gives you freedom to develop your characters. I think I shared it with you guys before. There's a concept that I was reading about called the quantum character or quantum character generation, which is where characters are not born with skills. We don't figure out what a character's skills are at character creation. We figure out what their skills are as we go through improvisation. If it feels right for your character to have a certain skill that is necessary in a situation that you encounter, then we can write that down. If that skill evolves, then it evolves over the course of the campaign.
Cool.
That's not something that's specific to Into the Odd. That's a more general concept that I found. DM? Yeah, that's a more general concept that I found while reading through some role-playing
I do
blogs.
like that.
You see if there's anything else big that I need to touch on in Into the Odd. So, experience, the way characters level up. It's not going to be exactly the way it is in the book, but the book essentially uses milestone XP.
Yeah.
This is going to tie into the fact that your characters can't die.
Yeah.
What better way to learn and grow than by failing over and over again and having to
100%.
wake up in some hole that an animal buried you in, or at the bottom of a lagoon or something like that. And that's even included in the stats for pirates in the book. Is every time you encounter a group of pirates, they get stronger. They have like an X value that's added to their stats that increases every time you you run into them. So they get harder and harder to deal with. They learn your capabilities, and they learn how to fight you more effectively.
Ooh.
But when a character levels up, you gain D6 HP, and then roll a D20 for each of your ability scores. And if you roll higher than an ability score, you add 1 to it.
Okay, interesting.
I like that a lot.
So you can bump up your weak stats a lot easier. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And that's the
rules, folks.
Yeah, that's the rules. I mean, that took what, 15
20
minutes?
20 minutes, yeah, that's it. That's awesome.
And there's a lot more to the book besides that, but that's what that's what you guys and the
Audience
audience
need to know
so
immediately.
far.
Yeah, and then
Uh-huh.
other things will come up as we play, certainly. So,
Right.
so regarding the setting, is
Yes.
this like, are we going up against Pan, or are we going up against the island, or like, what is our like, what is what's the sitch?
So let's hope that you don't have to go up against Pan because spoiler alert, Pan is not easy to deal with.
I'm sure.
No, so your character's goal has you've been given a task by Captain Hook, who covets the power of a falling star, which is a phenomenon that happens occasionally on Neverland, where a shooting star will fall to the earth, and those fragments of those have great magical power that can be harnessed if you know how to do it.
Cool.
So he wants the power of a falling star. Should we get him Jamie Lee Curtis?
Ooh, too
She's
soon.
what? She's as great as she's ever been. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you need to look at the news, apparently. Actually, I've not read
Oh,
the news, but there was some weird story. But anyway, I'm sorry.
oh.
Continue.
Anyways,
Irrelevant.
so yeah, he has sent you off across the island to find where a falling star has recently landed.
Sick.
We'll be opening with you guys, kind of in medias res, as it were, midway through your journey towards where the falling star is.
Awesome.
I won't spoil anything about where the first session will start, but that's a general idea.
In the belly of the whale. Oh.
I'm sleeping with fishes here.
Oh, thank you for getting that reference. Wow. Okay, that's such a weird, specific niche reference.
We just have these niche. I love that we have these niche moments in our shows where it's like, if you understand this, you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Right. There's so much great music we could use for this season too. Like,
Absolutely.
I know.
I'm just gonna make some sea shanties. Will be great.
yeah, sea shanties. I'm feeling Ocean Man.
Hey, the Wellermans, would you
feeling-
like to do a collab? The longest Johns, hit us up.
We'll go through some of the factions that are on Neverland.
Oh yeah, please.
Obviously,
Who are we dealing
there's
with?
Peter Pan. There's Peter Pan and his Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys.
There's Captain Hook and the Pirates, who I'll read you guys a little bit more in depth of, so you can kind of know what you guys have been up to.
Our pirates like to me. We steal some socks, we steal some jewels, we also steal some cats.
Captain Hook, Smee,
Get
and
ready
the
for a lot of
Pirates.
this, Cam.
Oh, it's on brand. It's perfect.
I feel like
You
most
gave me an
jobs-
accordion. That was your
Most
first
jobs
mistake.
have coffee breaks. Pirates have sea shanty breaks.
I
They
will
have
be
their-
recording various accordion things to send to you to include inside of the.
Do you have an accordion?
I
Or
do.
a synth that can be an accordion?
I have both.
Yes. So, Captain Hook's Me and the Pirates. Hook made a deal long ago, and in doing so, cursed himself and his crew. Now they live only at night, dying and turning to skeletons during daylight hours.
Sounds like me on any given weekday.
Now, the pirates do have some allies in Neverland, and those are the spiders.
Ew.
Oh.
Okay, are these literal
They
spiders, or
are-
is this a faction called the Spiders?
No, they are literal spiders. They are
Oh my.
man-sized spiders.
Oh, hello,
The
Sheila.
spiders have a good working relationship with the pirates.
Define
They-
a working relationship.
So, we'll move on.
Are we talking
to,
like Mirkwood spiders?
Kinda. They're
They communicate.
intelligent,
They
obviously.
communicate. They communicate across the web.
Is this like Charlotte's Web? Like they just write out letters?
Every once in a while, we wave back and forth.
I'm pretty sure they can speak.
Okay.
It's a really good relationship.
That was not even a joke.
Cause pirate.
No, you're fired.
Are you saying that doesn't cutlass it?
I can't.
All right.
Get it together.
So,
Sorry, I thought it was a really good hook. All right, next time someone says something dumb, just remember it isn't Shmi. Sorry, okay, I'm done.
Are you?
I'm dead.
You're
So the
undead,
pirates-
That's the problem.
And
Ah.
Captain Hook's goal is to expand control across the island. But
Okay, we're faction
the
territory,
pirates have a disadvantage in that they can only travel at night.
and we're
So
pirates.
part of what they've been doing has been building secret caches all across the island where they can
Sick.
store themselves and also equipment and
Primarily.
whatever else that they need.
Cool.
And the spiders have been helping them do that.
Oh, cool.
Are they
They
big
help.
spiders or small spiders?
They're
Man-sized, he
big.
said.
They are man-sized,
Are they rideable?
and they come in. They come
Ooh,
in.
good question.
They probably would not like that, as they are
But
sentient
are they?
beings.
I mean, horses are
I mean-
sentient beings.
I mean, I can give a guy a pick.
No,
a
I mean
piggyback
these
ride.
are sentient. They can talk to you and communicate. They are as sentient as you guys are.
Oh, wow, okay.
Are they venomous?
Some of them. They come in many shapes and sizes. So there are.
But you
Only
said they were
spiders have
man-sized.
shapes.
So is it like man size, too small size, or is it like are the
No,
man-sized spiders partnered with the normal size spiders?
Men come in many different forms, so they can be like anywhere from like 5 foot to like 6'8".
Okay.
They come in.
But-
They come in forms including camel spiders, spiny spiders,
Ooh.
sand spiders,
Dead
spitting
long leg?
spiders, trapdoor spiders.
Oh, I love trapdoor spiders. Yes,
Ugh.
a man-sized trapdoor spider is the worst thing I've ever thought of in my mind.
Yeah.
A man-sized spider.
Oh, that's terrifying. I'm picturing this now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No,
So
absolutely not.
the working relationship that we describe here is the spiders have been helping the pirates travel during the day because the spiders can carry their bones places, and they can also help
God,
the
what a
pirates
sentence.
build up their stores.
The
And
Have we
spiders
ne-
can carry their bones places. I love
Have
that
we never
sentence.
tried sending these man-sized spiders to attack the young children who are our enemies?
well, so
That sounds like a great strategy. Got an Eagles and Mordor thing going on here.
Peter Pan and his Lost Boys are more than just a group of children. They are granted their eternal youth and any other powers they may have by a name I'm sure you guys have heard before in folklore, Queen Mab.
Ooh,
The Queen of the Fairies is the reason why
yeah, we're dealing with some
Peter.
powers here.
Yeah, there's a reason why Peter Pan has not been killed by Captain Hook yet. It's because he has
Do we
some
clash with the
powerful
Lost
benefactors.
Boys a lot on the island?
So clash may be the wrong word. They are still, they may be eternally youthful and effectively immortal, but they are still children. And so I would phrase it more as mischief.
Okay.
Like if watching any of the movies, Peter Pan is usually like pranking or
That's true.
just sort of pulling one over on Captain Hook more so
Yeah.
than he is
He's
actively
here to
seeking.
they're here to troll
conflict.
us.
Yes. Besides those factions, there's also the merfolk or the mermaids.
Sick.
As you know, there are lots of mermaids on Neverland.
I dated a mermaid once.
Is that how you lost the leg?
Every pirate says they've dated a mermaid once. It doesn't mean you actually did it.
She wiped
There's oh yeah. Another important fixture of Neverland is the crocodile,
Yes, the crocodile.
who I'm sure you'll excited to find out is enormous in
Oh,
this
good.
version of our setting.
Excellent.
A big
Large
boy.
enough, more than large enough to swallow many, many, many people.
Can he swallow entire ships?
Not quite, but he could easily swallow a dinghy,
Oh, that's
Or a
still
small-
that's still scary.
another small boat.
So not Kraken
fi-
level, but like big old croc boy.
Let me see
He
if
can't swallow my dinghy. Stupid.
It's so bad.
Guys, for
okay,
context, we record these after 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and our boy is not a night owl.
I am not.
For context, I work night shift, so I'm always up at this time. This is my morning.
This is my
Okay, so
bet.
here's maybe Krakenish is actually more accurate. So
Ooh.
according to the stats in the book, his head is nearly 150 feet.
Oh,
Body, 200 feet. Tail, 250.
yeah, this is a Kraken, but it's a crocodile.
Yeah, he is massive. Here,
A
I'll show you.
crocodile.
I think
I'll
that's
show
the
you
size of the island.
the artwork. Whoop, if I can.
Ooh.
Let me tilt my camera. You may notice those palm trees
Oh,
for scale right
that's
there.
some good context right there. Yeah, those
Yeah.
the palm trees are like the size of his tooth.
Yep. So yeah, the crocodile. He's huge. He wants to eat Captain Hook.
Has he?
Uh, as far as you know,
How did
no.
he just get the hand if he's that big?
Well,
was
he may
real
not have always
close.
been that big.
Ooh.
Time works differently in Neverland.
Ooh.
Most
happened
of the
more?
inhabitants in Neverland are, if not ageless, immortal. But
Cool.
and then talking about factions, there's also the gnomes, who are
Yes, gnomes?
yes,
We
they
got
are
gnomes?
and I imagine them as being kind of like garden gnomes or
Yes!
the gnomes from
It's the gnomes from
Gravity
Gravity Falls.
Falls.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
but they are the ones who are in charge of maintaining the island. They maintain what little infrastructure the
Oh,
island
that's
can
so
be said to have.
good.
So is this like turning
Mhm.
into almost like a West Side Story where like the gnomes in the center with like the pirates on one side and the little boys on
This
the other?
brings me so much joy.
You guys may encounter Schmebulok if you happen to run into the gnomes. Let's see.
They just start
There's
coming at you,
giants.
snapping.
There's Queen Mab, as I said, Queen of the Fairies, and there's the fairies that follow her.
Yeah, I was saying, so we got fairies, yeah.
And there's one more important
Tinkerbell.
group. There's Tinkerbell. She's one of the
Aren't there
fairies,
like
the pixies.
aren't there natives to the island?
There are. That's what I was about to bring up.
Ah,
Indigenous.
And it's important that we bring this up because if you know anything about Peter Pan, if you've
And
seen the
J.M.
Disney
Barrie.
movie, there are some not great depictions of indigenous peoples in
And guess
those
what?
stories.
It's worse in the books.
It's worse in the books, which is saying something because it's really bad in the Disney movie.
Yeah.
So in this version of Neverland, the indigenous people of Neverland have been reimagined as sort of a tribe of dryads.
Oh, sick.
They're called the Tilwith Teg.
Ooh. So we got some like Celtic stuff going on here almost.
Yeah, they are kind of Welsh almost.
Nice.
And they are.
does that mean they don't
as I
pronounce their
said-
R's?
Yeah. As I said, they are dryads, so they
Love
are
that.
essentially tree people. They are nature spirits that
That's
inhabit
cool.
trees.
Love that.
It probably goes without saying, do not like the pirates.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Do they like the Lost Boys? Or is
I
it just
don't know
any
exa-
invader?
I don't know what their relationship with the Lost Boys is. And
I'm pretty sure they don't
frankly,
like the pirates
you
who make
guys
boats
don't know
out
it
of their
either.
trees, or the
That's
Lost Boys who
understandable.
make. I'm pretty sure they don't like the pirates who make boats out of their trees, or the Lost Boys who make tree houses out of their trees.
Probably just any
yeah.
foreigner to the island coming in, taking their
Yeah.
crap,
Yeah.
colonizing them.
So that's sort of a general.
Sick. I love the world already. This is great.
Absolutely.
I think I'd like to close out this episode with the blurb from the book from the beginning of chapter 1, The World. Many have heard of the island. Stories of pirates and mermaids and children who fly tend to spread with relative ease. But to most, that's all they are. Stories to tell children at night. Tales to send them off to a happy, dreaming sleep. Nothing to dwell on beyond that. But it's all true. The details have been muddied, and it's been a long time since the Darlings first flew to Neverland, but the island does exist. There are pirates, and mermaids, and a gang of boys who take to the skies. What the stories don't tell you is how dangerous it all is. The kidnappings and threat of murder are fun and exciting from the safety of your bed, but it's very different when you're staring down the mouth of a crocodile big enough to topple a castle. Speaking of which, the island is far more wild than what was written in the books. Giant beasts and constant threats abound through the island. Mummified corpses haunt the swamp, and no shadow is safe on a bright sunny day. This is Neverland, or at least this is a Neverland. Like memories or stories, there are different versions depending on the narrator. And this is where you come in. So I hope you all are excited. I hope you're all as excited as we are to join us for season 2 of Minions and Misfits. A
new
story
chapter.
of pirates, monsters, treasure, and boys who fly.
And gnomes.
And some gnomes.
And man-sized spiders, which is horrifying.
Yes, it's some big old stinking spiders.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
We'll see
And
you soon,
moonlights.
everybody.
See
Yeah,
ya.
see ya, everybody. Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening to Minions and Misfits. If you like what you heard, please be sure to rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on Facebook, on Twitter as @MinionsMisfits, and on Mastodon as MisfitsPod@dice.camp. See you next week.